Welcome to Keeping History on Two Wheels. Today we're in Bluffton, South Carolina, and the Church of the Cross, which was built in 1854, and it was one of only two buildings that survived the burning of Bluffton during the Civil War. So come on, let's check out some history. This is the May River in Bluffton, South Carolina. If you follow Calhoun Street to its end at the river, you'll find a lovely boat dock and a city park overlooking its banks.
Christ, we walk along beside.
The park is called the Wright Family Park, where local artists gather and work their trade. But the gem of this area isn't the park or its historic homes. No, it's this building, the Church of the Cross.
In time of need, a help to the
Formal worship in the Bluffton area traces its roots to the establishment in 1767 of St. Luke's Parish, where a church was built near Pritchardville in 1787. Services on the bluff of the May River first took place in early 1830s. The young town of Bluffton was a summer resort for area and inland planters and a stop on the ferry route between Savannah and Beaufort. By 1842, a chapel was built near the current location of the Church of the Cross.
Jesus, we surrender everything.
In July of 1854, construction of the present building began. Architect E.B. White designed a structure described then as a handsome cruciform Gothic building, which indeed it remains today.
Jesus,
In 1863, federal troops marched into Bluffton, burning most of the town, sparing only two churches. Although the church was spared, its congregation fled. Services on the bluff resumed in 1870 when Reverend E.E. Bellinger arrived and oversaw repairs. In 1892, the roof was replaced, but the deadly hurricane of 1898 damaged it and the rest of the building. By February of 1900, all was repaired. Workers remodeled the chancel and fashioned from the original pulpit and desk a walnut altar with a stone top, a lectern, and a prayer desk. A chapel area was created in the narthex, which was easy to heat for the sparse winter congregation. In 1997, the narthex wall was moved back to its original location, expanding nave seating for the growing congregation. Stairs now lead up to the renovated balcony above, which is the home of the choir and the beautiful English pipe organ installed in 1999. Now let's talk about a few things that aren't on the church's official statement, starting with the bell. During the Civil War, churches and schools in the South donated their school bells for the effort. These school bells and church bells would be sent to England and melted down and made into cannons. Then the cannons would be sent back to the U.S. and the South would use them against the North. However, this bell has a little bit different story. The church thought that it was actually sent to England, but later it was discovered buried in a schoolyard in Charleston, South Carolina. It cost $7.60-something to send that thing back to Bluffton, where it sits today. There's only been 2 modifications ever done to the church. One was when they changed the shingle roofing to the metal roofing that you see today. When they did that, they actually found that they had 46 beehives up in the roof. So they contacted a beekeeper, and he came and removed them. The ladies at the church decided it would be a good idea to use the honey. So what they did was they collected half the honey that the beekeeper had, bottled it, and then sold it as holy honey. And it's still being sold today. The second modification came after the hurricane of 1898, when the church's structural stability was called into question. They ran spar rods from long wall to long wall across the church's gallery to shore up the church's structural stability. The stone block walls within the church aren't stone block walls at all. The church, being made holy of long pine, had no block at all. So what they did was they stuccoed the walls, and then they painted the stucco to match the stained glass windows. And speaking of the stained glass windows, the rose-colored stained glass windows were ordered from England and are original to the building. Thank you for coming to Keeping History on Two Wheels. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. It's right over here. Also, don't forget to hit that bell so that you'll be notified whenever we do an upload. And always remember, every trip starts with a step, and that step, well, it starts with you.